12. Good Morning San Antonio starts right now.
Right now on GMSA at 6 a.m., investigators are searching for 3 suspects this morning after a terrifying late-night home invasion east of downtown. We have the latest and an update on the victims.
Plus, we are hearing the latest guidance when it comes to COVID in the classroom, what CDC officials are now saying.
And taking a live look at City Cam right now, it is muggy out there. You can't see it, but you can definitely feel it. We'll have a little bit more from Sarah in just a bit.
All right, until then, good morning. It is 6 o'clock this Saturday, July 10th. Thank you so much for joining us this morning. And earlier this morning, could hear heavy showers. A lot going on.
That's if you were awake early enough, Max. I peeked out and there was nothing, just all, the ground wet. But once I stepped out, oh my gosh, it's like a sauna out there, Sarah.
Yeah, you guys both have great points. As you step outside, if you have early morning plans to drive and get on the road, it's a bit damp out there. So just use some caution. And we are seeing some showers out there, like what Max was saying. So a wider view here of the radar. You can see some passing heavier rain down near Hallettsville. This is moving due north. So Hallettsville, heavy showers this morning for you, but really no lightning with these. Zooming in a little bit further, we've got a good healthy downpour moving across Medina Lake at the moment, but this is nothing compared to yesterday. Yesterday it was raining nonstop pretty much all day long. We're not going to have that be the case today. Instead, what we'll see are scattered downpours today, about a 40% chance for scattered downpours, especially in the afternoon. So if you want to enjoy some time outdoors today, you should go for it. Just keep a radar handy, keep that KSAT Weather Authority app handy, because we are expecting a few downpours out there. However, tomorrow we'll have clearing skies and only a small chance for a pop-up shower or storm in the afternoon. So if I had to pick a day where you wanted totally uninterrupted time outdoors, I'd pick tomorrow, but still, again, today you're going to be able to enjoy some time out there. Only a few scattered downpours out there and a high temperature today near 87. So coming up in the forecast, we have seen a whole heck of a lot of rain over the last 7 days, especially for July. I'm going to have a look at some of those rainfall totals over the last 7 days, and we'll talk about Saharan Dust, which is once again going to be making its way into the forecast. Alicia, Max.
Thank you, Sarah. New this morning, police searching for 3 armed men suspected of trying to rob a home in the 400 block of Porter Street. Here's what we know right now. Investigators tell us around 11:30 last night, the 3 suspects wearing masks and carrying large bags broke into a home on Porter Street. The suspects held the homeowners at gunpoint. At the time of the robbery, 3 people at home, a man, an elderly lady, and a young woman. We're told the 3 suspects demanded money from the victims, but they claimed they didn't have any. The man and elderly woman were injured by the suspects. Luckily, they did not need to go to the hospital. Also new this morning, we now know the name of the man found east of China Grove from last Saturday. The Bexar County Medical Examiner's Office identifying him as 30-year-old Robert Edward Adams. And now investigators say debris is leading to more clues in his death. Investigators say Adams was reported missing on July 1st. His body then discovered 2 days later east of China Grove along U.S. Highway 87. There were still distinct markings on his body and debris around him that may be able to help in the case. Investigators say he was leaving a bar after a disagreement and he was hit while walking along the roadway. Bexar County deputies say debris left at the scene makes them believe the suspect's vehicle may be a 2002 to 2005 Dodge Ram truck with a grill guard. Now, it's the mesh on the grill guard, Sheriff Javier Salazar says, that could be helpful in the case.
There's a distinct imprint on the front of these grill guards, so many times they're covered with a mesh. And that mesh, believe it or not, actually left marks on the victim's body. And so once we're able to find this truck, it should not be too hard to match up as being the one that may have struck and killed our victim in this case.
The suspect's truck is also believed to have damage on the right front end. And anyone with any information that can help the case, call Bexar County deputies. That number on your screen, 210-335-6070.
Meanwhile, deputies seized nearly $1 million worth of drugs. BCSO says 18 kilos of crystal meth and a gun were seized in an undercover bust last week. The suspects met with the undercover investigators at a hotel room on the city's northwest side. 3 suspects were arrested in the case. They are 39-year-old Sapoya Moya, 38-year-old Monica Ruiz, and 42-year-old Jesse Ruiz. All 3 now face federal charges in this case. And a 93-year-old man severely beaten, and nearly a year after his death, the man accused in the brutal assault now sentenced to 40 years in prison. 24-year-old Damian Jimenez pled guilty to the murder charge yesterday morning. He must serve at least 20 years before he's eligible for parole. Police say Jimenez confronted Lupe Martinez outside of a convenience store in August of last year. An arrest affidavit says Jimenez punched and kicked Martinez in the face and head multiple times. Martinez was taken to the hospital and was in treatment for about a month before dying from his injuries.
Now to the latest on the pandemic, the CDC making a big push to get all students back in the classroom this fall with new mask guidelines. Vaccinated students and vaccinated teachers and other staffers do not need to wear masks.
But the recommendations are causing some confusion. ABC's Karina Mitchell has the details.
A big shift by the CDC as the agency urges schools to return to in-person learning this fall. The CDC issuing new guidance now saying students, teachers, and staff who are fully vaccinated will not need to wear masks, but children 2 and older who aren't vaccinated should still mask up. The new guidelines are really just recommendations. The CDC is saying it will be up to school districts to make their own rules.
Whether kids under 12 or unvaccinated kids are wearing a mask, my guess is it's going to be driven a lot by local conditions. If you're in Vermont with very few infections, probably not necessary. In Missouri with a large outbreak, probably be really helpful.
In California, schools will continue to require masks, but in Arizona, a ban on mask mandates in schools. According to the CDC, only 5% of children aged 12 to 15 with at least one shot, 2.5% of 16 and 17-year-olds also with at least one dose. But from coast to coast, millions of children under 12 who can't get the vaccine yet. Meantime, the Delta variant rapidly spreading in under-vaccinated areas. At Mercy Hospital in Springfield, Missouri, there are more patients hospitalized with COVID-19 than at any other point in the pandemic.
We're seeing a lot of more intubations this go around, a lot of healthier people, younger people in their 20s, 30s, 40s that are getting this Delta variant.
Missouri among 10 states that have seen COVID hospital admissions jump more than 20% in the past 2 weeks. Karina Mitchell, ABC News, New York.
And back here at home, the city of San Antonio pushing for everyone to get their vaccine. Now, there are even vaccine clinics at our airport. The option to get vaccinated applies to everyone, whether they're from San Antonio or visiting from abroad. The city plans to have daily clinics there run by a partner agency through at least Saturday, July 17th. Both the 2-dose Pfizer vaccine and the 1-shot Johnson & Johnson are offered. And if you haven't gotten your vaccine yet, listen up, because the Spurs and the city of San Antonio are teaming up for a vaccine drive and a chance to win 10 game ticket giveaways. That's awesome. You can win 10 tickets to the Spurs. The first drive scheduled for this morning at the AT&T Center. The second, July 17th at Toyota Field. People who receive their vaccines at these events are automatically entered into the Spurs raffle.
And you can find more information on these vaccine events as well as many others by visiting our website, KSAT.com. We also have everything you need to know to keep updated about health guidelines, the vaccines, and of course, much more.
All right, time now just about 6:08, 74 degrees out.
Still ahead on GMSA, an investigation into the approval of an Alzheimer's drug. Why some health officials say there wasn't enough evidence to support the drug.
Plus, a glamorous version of camping after the break, taking a look at some of the top glamping spots that you can rent throughout the summer.
That sounds like fun. Taking a live look with live cam, 74 degrees, but my goodness, it again just feels like a sauna out there. We'll be back with more on what you can expect this weekend. 612, welcome back. I'm excited about this story. Do you like camping or being one with the wilderness, but still want to feel a little glam? Well, there's a thing called glamping. Max, do you know about it?
I do, mainly from this story. So it's a step up from traditional camping, much more accommodations, and we have a few places that you can check out here in Texas. Take it away.
Glamping Hub, a website that offers unique glamping accommodations across the globe, had a record-breaking year in 2020 with a 109% increase in booking requests compared to previous years. Right now on KSAT.com, we have a list of glamping locations that are less than $150 a night and still have availability this summer.
Have you been glamping?
Yes. Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
All right. So what does it entail for those who don't know what it really means?
For example, 2 years ago, we rented a teepee, and it had the AC in there, like a coffee machine, like the works, and then it had a very nice area, like a bathroom area, because people think that you have to go in the woods, but no, this one had a very nice outhouse and shower, so you get
glamorous camping.
Yes.
Glamping.
I can picture Alicia glamping.
Yeah.
But I can't necessarily picture Alicia roughing it out there.
No, I can't, you guys.
Hey, she roughs it enough because yesterday she was reporting in the rain.
Oh yeah,
It rained just about all day yesterday for us around San Antonio. On top of what we've seen over the last 7 days, guys, we've seen so much rain for July. Already our month of July's worth of rain. Let's take a look at some of these rainfall totals over the last 7 days. So from last weekend, here's how much rain we've seen across parts of South and South Central Texas. At the airport, about 2.5 inches of rainfall. Just about everybody saw some rain. Del Rio, nearly 1.5 inches. Eagle Pass, nearly 2.5 inches of rain. Up across Kerrville, 2 inches of rainfall. 4 in Pleasanton. And then the really, really impressive totals have been across the coastal communities. Kennedy, 8 inches of rain. Victoria, 9 inches of rain. Rockport, 17 inches of rain, more than a foot. Port Lavaca, more than a foot of rain as well. Of course, we've all seen the pictures and videos of the flooding that went on around Rockport in the Fulton area. But even around San Antonio, west of 281, that's where we've seen the very impressive rainfall totals. Leon Valley, more than 9.5 inches of rain. Of course, we remember from this last week, Leon Creek flooding. La Cantera area, 9 inches of rain. Helotes, 7.5. Bernie, 5 inches of rain nearly. 5 near Lytle, 7 nearly in Palo Alto. Downtown, 3 inches of rain. Seguin, 2. And then across parts of Wilson County, 5 inches of rain as well. So very healthy rainfall totals for July. And our temperatures have been cooler than seasonably average as well. Today, we are going to have a chance for rain, scattered downpours, but it is not going to be a washout like yesterday. At the airport, 74 degrees. You can see there along 410 that the roads are a little slick from scattered downpours out there right now. Let's go ahead and highlight some of these areas. Near Medina Lake, Bandera County, we're seeing some of those showers start to push up to the north there near Bandera. So if you're near Bandera, know that you're going to have a bit of a quick splash and dash shower. It's fairly quiet around Bexar County right now, but near Carrizo Springs, La Pryor, Maverick County, we're seeing some rain. And then near Hallettsville, some heavier rainfall pushing to the north. As we get that daytime heating, we are going to have a higher chance for rainfall in the afternoon, about 40% again. So not a washout for anybody by any means, just some scattered showers here and there. Temperatures muggy in the 70s. Closer view around the metro area, 73 in Lotus, 76 in Canyon Lake, and 75 in Seguin. So what gives? Why have we seen so much rain over the last several days? Well, we've had this low that's just been meandering around South Texas. It's now pushing into Mexico near the Sierra Madres, and we're going to see this move further on to the west. And so as it does so, our rain chances are less likely, but still today, scattered downpours, especially off to the east near the coastal plains in the communities out toward the coast. Even here in San Antonio in the afternoon, a few passing heavy showers, potential for a rumble of thunder or two. Not expecting severe weather today, so we don't have to worry about that. And high temperatures should be in the 80s, which again, cooler than seasonably average. So today, 30% at 10, but that ups up to 40% in the afternoon. If you have outdoor plans, keep them. Just keep a radar handy on our Weather Authority app. Southeast winds at 10 to 20. And then tomorrow, only a 20% chance for an isolated shower for the rest of the week. So tomorrow's going to be a great day to head outdoors. However, we have to talk about Saharan dust. It is going to increase this week, starting tomorrow during the midday hours and lasting through Monday and into Tuesday. We will have that haze on the horizon, that Saharan dust that we usually have in the summertime at times. Again, it may cause you to have slightly allergy-like symptoms, but it shouldn't be dangerously high. So just wanted to put that on your radar, literally and figuratively. High temperatures are only going to be in the low 90s, which is cool cooler than seasonably average this week. Rain chances a lot less in the week ahead. We're going to dry out a little bit, so grateful for that, and we'll be able to enjoy some summertime activities outdoors. Max and Alicia.
There's Bobby. Thank you so much. 617, 74 degrees out.
For some, the pandemic helped them get their credit in line, but for some, the opposite happened. Just ahead, the best way to improve your credit score.
And experts sharing how they believe COVID started. We're going to explain after the break. Good morning, welcome back, and happy Saturday. Big news this morning. The current head of the Food and Drug Administration, the FDA, now asking for an investigation into the approval of a new Alzheimer's drug.
The acting commissioner says she wants the controversial drug Aduhelm to be looked into. In a Twitter post, she says an independent review and assessment should consider interactions between the company that makes the drug and the FDA during the process that led to its approval in June. The drug was approved with the FDA's accelerated approval program to treat Alzheimer's disease, despite an FDA advisory committee saying there just wasn't enough evidence to support the drug's clinical efficacy. And 21 of the world's leading experts on coronaviruses and virus genetics say COVID-19 did not come from a lab. They're laying out evidence in a new online posting that it almost certainly came from an animal. The scientists say it's just a coincidence that COVID-19 started in a Chinese city with a virology lab. They say Wuhan was probably the hotspot because it has multiple animal markets and is a travel hub.
All right, time now, 622, 74 degrees out.
Did you get your credit score? Did your credit score take a hit during the pandemic? Coming up next, what you can do to bump it back up.
You dream of buying a house and save for that down payment, but there's a problem, your credit score. It's a problem for millions. Credit scored so low, it's tough to qualify for a mortgage, among other things.
A bad credit history can also make it difficult to rent an apartment, go to college, or even get a job.
Here's the kicker. If you want to boost your credit, you need to get credit. But how can you get credit if you have bad credit? Consumer Report says there are some right ways to go about it. First, open a bank or credit union account. Take out some small loans and make on-time monthly payments. Next, consider applying for what's known as a secured credit card. That means you've backed the card with cash. Use it and pay on time. You can also ask a family member with good credit to add you to their credit card. But be careful. If you miss or are late with a payment, it can ding both of your scores. And if you have any outstanding debt in collection, pay it off as soon as possible and pay all of your bills on time to avoid collections in the first place.
Once you pay off any debt that's in collections, many credit scoring systems won't heavily weigh them when your score is calculated.
Be sure to check your credit report carefully and dispute any errors. The Credit Bureau Experian has a boost program. You pay your utilities, your cell phone bill, even Netflix on time, and that can help your score. Marilyn Moritz, KSAT 12 News.
All right, time now, just about 627, 74 degrees out.
A terrifying experience for riders at a Michigan festival. Still ahead in the next half hour, a look at the video caught on camera and what they were left questioning.
Well, it's the latest on that deadly condo collapse in Florida. We have the latest on the death toll and the efforts to recover more and more bodies. Good morning, welcome back, and happy weekend. 6:30 this morning, July 10th. Elisa Barrera, thank you so much for joining us. Dark and early.
Yeah, excited to be here. Thanks, Max.
So yesterday, you had to report in the rain.
Yes. And
Welcome to the club.
Yeah, we made it. We survived. And it was nonstop. That was the tough thing, which a lot of people thought that they were going to have to cancel weekend plans. We were supposed to be out at a fishing event today, but Sarah, it looks like there's hope. A little break.
Absolutely. I think that at that fishing event and at any kind of outdoor events today, you'll really just be dodging a few scattered showers. And in the afternoon, some of those could have a rumble of thunder or two. But it's not going to be a washout like it was yesterday. You can see right now that we're getting some good rain out near Hallettsville in Lavaca County. And zooming in further to the metro area, a small shower just to the north of Seguin. And in Kendall County near Boerne, just to the west of Boerne. You can see some more moderate rain pushing up toward Comfort as well. So we are going to have scattered rain today. Again, not a washout, but we are going to have to dodge a few of those showers. So if you have outdoor plans, just keep the KSAT Weather Authority app. If you're going to be heading out this morning, know that those roads are damp because we did have some showers work through Bexar County earlier. So just give yourself a little extra time. This is 90 at 36, and you can see that the roads are a touch damp. So today, 40% in the afternoon for scattered showers and storms. And again, a high temperature only of 87 because of the added cloud cover. South-southeast winds at 10 to 20, but tomorrow should be much nicer than even today, even though today is not going to be a washout. So coming up, we'll have that forecast. We'll talk about rainfall totals and Saharan dust, which will make a comeback this week. Alicia, Max.
Thank you, Sarah. Now to a Canyon Lake man arrested and charged with aggravated assault with a deadly weapon for an early morning shooting. According to the Comal County Sheriff's Office, 27-year-old Brandon Michael Kramer shot another man during an argument yesterday morning. It happened in the 1000 block of Real Lane in Canyon Lake. Deputies say Kramer and the victim and a woman were involved in the argument when Kramer pulled out a gun and shot the other man. The victim was taken to a Hays County hospital where he is listed in critical condition. The woman was not hurt.
And back here in Bexar County, at last check, a Bexar County jail inmate is now on life support. This after he was found unresponsive yesterday afternoon. We're told it was an apparent medical episode. Sheriff Javier Salazar says the unidentified inmate is now in serious condition. And we now know this inmate, a 57-year-old, was being held for murder and aggravated kidnapping. We're going to update you when that new information becomes available.
And the pandemic of February storm, and now rainy summers. Businesses that depend on good outdoor weather are struggling to make a profit this summer. We checked in with Coolcrest, Mini Gold Golf Course, Splashtown, the San Antonio Zoo, and even lawn mowing businesses, and they all say it's been a difficult summer to say the least. Even businesses that depend on those businesses being open are feeling the trickle effect. They hope that when the clouds clear a little, customers will really consider supporting small local entertainment businesses.
This week, we've been running at maybe a quarter of the attendance that we should during the week.
We are having to tell people that we are not able to take on any new customers.
Splashtown and Liberty Lawn and Landscaping say they've been struggling to hire more staff, even with all the summer woes they've faced. They're looking towards better weather days ahead to save the rest of the summer.
All right, businesses, homes, and drivers not the only ones being impacted by all this rain. Initially, for farmers, it was beneficial. Now, remember, farmers are their own small businesses in a lot of these situations, but with the constant on and off showers this week, too much rain is becoming a big issue for a lot of their crops. One local farmer we spoke with says produce farmers are really being impacted because without rain, there are no crops, but too much rain, that means a big total loss. He tells us on Monday alone, produce in the area probably took on too much water, and they haven't had a dry day since. However, even though all this rain is making things difficult now, he says, well, never to complain about the rain because when you do, that's when you run into the next drought and an even more difficult situation. All right, happening today, the San Antonio Food Bank hosting a special food distribution for Southside ISD families, but you do need to sign up before you show up. So here it is. The gates at Pierce Elementary opened at 6 a.m. They are subject to close by 8 a.m. Food distribution is on a first-come, first-served basis. If you'd like to register, all you have to do is head to southsideisd.org. The link is on the homepage, or you can call the number on your screen, 210-882-1600, and that extension is 5125. At last check, registration still available.
And the death toll in the Florida condominium collapse has risen to 79 after 14 more victims were pulled out of the rubble. Meanwhile, an additional 61 people are still unaccounted for. Several Latin American citizens were reported in the building when it collapsed. Rescue workers are now focused on finding remains instead of survivors and have pledged to keep up their search for victims until they clear all the debris at the site.
All right, Haiti's interim government asking the United States to deploy troops to Haiti to protect key infrastructure as the country prepares the way for before elections after their president was assassinated. So the interim Prime Minister Claude Joseph's request came as more details emerged of a conspiracy involving mercenaries holding up a foreign embassy and a private security firm operating out of a warehouse in Miami. It also underscores how a battle for power and a constitutional standoff arising from the president's murder could lead to Haiti being in more and more disarray.
All right, if you're not watching your screen right now, come check this out. A night of fun turned into a nightmare at a Northern Michigan festival this week. Riders strapped into this amusement ride you're seeing were freaking out when it started to shake back and forth. I can't even imagine. It even lifted off the ground, and that's when spectators leapt into action to help. Despite the scary moments, there were no serious injuries reported, but they were left with unanswered questions about what went wrong with the ride.
Such a scary situation. I actually saw it when Katie Blake tweeted about it yesterday.
Terrifying.
Oh, absolutely. All right, time now, 6:37, 74 degrees out.
And coming up in just a few minutes,
All right,
that's Team USA.
That's Team USA, and that is because our own Kelda Johnson got a big promotion on the Team USA. We're going to explain the circumstances next.
And these pups are getting a second chance to live a normal life. Just ahead, see how a first-of-its-kind place dubbed Disney for Dogs is helping rehabilitate and rehome many of our furry friends.
And taking a live look out at the Alamo City, we have had a wet couple days, but it looks calm and quiet out there. What is the rest of the day? What does the weekend look like? We're going to check in with Sarah Spivey in just a bit.
Okay, can you hear? Boy, your motor is just going 90 to nothing. Michelle is here from the Animal Defense League, and these little kitties, who are they?
Oh, so meat, this is pepperoni, and this is mushroom. Someone was hungry when we were naming them. So these babies are 2 months old. They're available for adoption at our Nacogdoches campus. And I don't know if you all could hear them, but they are absolute purr machines. They're super, super playful. And they've been with us for, almost 2 weeks now, which is wild for kittens. Yeah. Okay. But we have so many kittens right now. We're still in the midst of kitten season. It seems like it's never ending.
The nice thing about kittens, too, is they take care of each other. They play with each other.
Yep.
The same litter box. It's almost like having one.
Yes, absolutely.
In other words, you can have both.
And we love sending them home in pairs. So if you're looking for a kitty, pepperoni and mushroom, these are the ones for you.
Because those little faces.
Just how look at them.
With a motor. See, it's kind of like that white noise, and I'll help you go to sleep, too.
Yeah.
We're doing everything we can.
They just want to lay on your chest, too, and help you fall asleep.
Well, lots of kitties, lots of puppies, and a lot of love out there at the Animal Defense League. So head on out to 11300 Nacogdoches or give them a call at 655-1481. And don't forget about the Paul Jolly Center right across from the zoo. Thank you.
All right, so speaking of pets, nearly 7 million companion animals are put in animal shelters in the United States every year. Here's the scary part. Of those shelter animals, 1.5 million are euthanized.
David Sears has a story of the largest no-kill dog rescue in the U.S. and how it's helping fur babies get to their forever home.
And if you
Injured.
See, he was attacked by other dogs.
Neglected.
And he came along with about 60 other dogs that were found in a horrible hoarding house.
Euthanized.
I don't feel a dog should die because of a broken leg because it's hit by a car. Person wouldn't die because they had a broken leg.
But this 33-acre cage-free and no-kill shelter called Big Dog Ranch Rescue is changing the fate of dogs who would otherwise be euthanized.
75% of our dogs come from kill shelters.
With programs such as Seniors for Seniors and veteran dog training, abandoned dogs get a new purpose.
We train dogs that are rescue dogs and we turn them into service dogs for veterans with PTSD.
The ranch also rescues dogs on an international scale, from meat markets in China to dogs displaced due to natural disasters.
This is Ellie. She just arrived from Puerto Rico.
So far, 47,000 dogs have been saved since the ranch opened in 2009. Simmons' goal is to get to 5,000 dogs saved a year. And for all the other dogs that are unable to be saved, Simmons says 3 things are key.
We're only going to end this through education, legislation, and sterilization.
In 2019, Big Dog Ranch took part in helping pass the nation's first animal anti-cruelty bill, which makes intentional acts of cruelty to animals a federal crime. The first step in giving Fido a fighting chance. David Sears, KSAT 12 News.
All right, well, back here at home, do you guys have pets?
I don't. I used to foster
Aw.
a beautiful Dalmatian, but I think she has her forever home now.
Oh, good. Sarah, we know Nora.
Oh, yeah. Y'all know I got a pet. Talk about her every chance I could get. Well, we got a lot of rain, and Nora's afraid of the thunderstorms, so she spent a lot of the week kind of underneath the couch. But I want to show you just how much rain we saw around Bexar County. Now, obviously, you can see clear bullseye from Helotes down to Leon Valley and just north of Highway 90. That's that area that saw 9 inches of rain in spots on Tuesday. And since then, an additional inch of rain has fallen over areas in that little bullseye. So in some spots, 10 inches of rain, radar indicated rainfall. Now at the airport officially, we've seen a healthy amount of rainfall as well. Since July 1st, we've seen more than 2.5 inches of rain, which is 1.5 inches above the average by this time of the month. So again, we have seen a healthy amount of rain. We will not complain about the amount of rain that we've seen. When you continue to see how much since January 1st, we've seen 20 inches of rain, which is 3 inches above average. So we're looking good for this year. It would be nice, however, to kind of dry off a little bit, especially since it's summer and a lot of folks want to enjoy some time outdoors. We're outside right now. We do have damp roads, and we have had a few passing showers this morning in San Antonio. It's 74 degrees. Winds are from the southeast at about 5 miles per hour. And we do have passing rain showers, especially west of San Antonio at the moment. So let's go ahead and zoom in some of these areas. In Kendall County, between about Bernie and Sisterdale, just to the west, out toward Kerrville. So Kerr County and Kerrville, you're going to be getting some of these scattered rain showers as well. Bandera County, just to the north of Utopia, seeing some of those showers too. And then Uvalde's gotten a quick shower that's pushing off to the north, and Hondo will be seeing a few showers this morning. Carrizo Springs area getting some good rain as well in Maverick County. And then out near Hallettsville, we've had a shower move through Hallettsville. It's now working its way through eastern Lavaca County and pushing up to the north. Quite dry around San Antonio at the moment, but again, you can see just how active this weather pattern is, even still with that low being well to the west. So we're going to continue to have a chance for scattered rain today. It will not be a washout like yesterday, so just keep that radar and KSAT Weather Authority app handy. If you have outdoor plans, you should keep them. Don't cancel them. Just know that you might be dodging a few showers. It's 74 right now at the airport, 70 at Bernie Stage Airfield, 72 in Kerrville, and 71 in Los Maples. A wider view of the weather pattern, and you can see that low right there. That's that pesky low that's been bringing us a ton of rain over the last couple of days, and we're going to see that move on further into Mexico and eventually dissipate, but we've still got one more day of impacts from that. And again, scattered in activity, especially in the afternoon. We're not expecting rain all day today, but in the afternoon, it'll be scattered, perhaps a flash of lightning as well, and pockets of heavier rain, but the flash flooding threat has diminished. 80s for the high temperature today will be up to 87 around San Antonio. That's about 5 degrees cooler than seasonably average, with a 40% chance for scattered downpours in the afternoon. South-southeast winds at 10 to 20. And then tomorrow, our rain chance is only going to be 20%, and for the rest of the week as well. So it should be nice to enjoy some time outdoors tomorrow through the week. Although I do have to caution you, we've been talking about this, Saharan dust is expected to increase tomorrow and lasting through about Tuesday. Now, this is not going to cause any major respiratory issues, but it will kind of act like a pesky allergen out there, and itchy eyes and an itchy throat. It will dissipate again by the middle of the week. So looking at the forecast, a lot drier over the next 7 days. We're going to see an opportunity to dry out and temperatures will rise. We're going to get into the low 90s, but again, that's still cooler than seasonably average, so not that bad for July. We may get through the whole month of July without seeing 100 degrees. This time last year, we were at 99 for the high. So this looks a lot better, in my opinion.
All right.
My opinion too, I agree.
I could do without the rain. Thank you, Sarah. 6:48, 74 degrees out.
What's next in your entertainment headlines? This popular pop star, well, you don't see him, but making dream dates come true. We'll explain.
I've managed to put 3 of his songs in there, for what it's worth.
What do you like?
In the tees, yeah.
Oh,
Go through. Let me know if you figured it out. For now, though, taking a look at the Lotto numbers. Pick 3, 9, 0, 1, Fireball 8, Daily 4, 3, 7, 7, 9, Fireball 5.
And Cash 5, are we on Cash?
We are on Cash
I was
5.
trying to figure out Jake. 11, 14, 17, 25, 35, and Mega Million. Max, take it away.
All right. Also, he's a poet, Aubrey Graham. Mega Million, 6, 37, 39, 41, 46. Big number 17, Megaplier 2. Good luck. We'll be right back.
Welcome back. In entertainment news, it's been a year since Glee star Naya Rivera died. Rivera went missing last July while boating with her son on Lake Piru in California. Authorities found the boy, who is now 5 years old, alive, but they couldn't find his mother until 5 days later when her body was discovered. Investigators deemed her death an accidental drowning. And singer R. Kelly is getting a slight delay in his upcoming trial to allow a new defense lawyer more time to prepare. At a hearing in Brooklyn this week, a judge pushed the start of his trial back 1 week to August 18th. It was R. Kelly's first appearance in New York after being transferred from Chicago to face sex trafficking charges. Kelly's trial was delayed not only because of changes to his legal team, but also challenges raised by the COVID quarantine in his federal prison. And Grammy Award-winning artist Drake was spotted out on a romantic date night on an empty field, Dodger Stadium. A Los Angeles news chopper flew over the rapper and his date, model Johanna Leia. The couple was seated at a table along the third baseline in front of the dugout. They were wearing custom Dodger jerseys, very romantic, and were surrounded by food and vases of flowers. The Dodgers organization said, quote, Drake made a sizable donation to the Los Angeles Dodgers Foundation in order to make his Dodger Stadium dinner date a reality, end quote.
If you got it like that, spend it.
I guess.
There you go. Dream date.
That reminds me of Kim Kardashian and Kanye.
All right, well, you already said Dodgers. We're already in sports, so here we go. In 2 weeks, the opening ceremonies of the COVID-delayed 2020 Olympics will take place in Tokyo. No fans, though, because of a spike in COVID cases over the last 2 months. But this week, Kelda Johnson promoted from the U.S. select team to the Olympic team. So this coming after Kelda had a breakout season, just his second year in Silver and Black, starting 67 of 69 games he played in. Prior to yesterday's promotion, that will only be for the exhibition games while here in the United States. Kelda being coached by Eric Spoelstra as the member of the U.S. select team to get Team USA ready for the Olympics. So what does Pop hope that Kelda gets out of this experience? Take a listen.
Number one, confidence, knowing that he's regarded in a way that he's been accepted to come and play against the Olympic team, and that would build anybody's confidence. Development, he's playing under Eric Spoelstra, who's obviously a fantastic young coach, and it's great for him to hear some things from a different voice. So I think he'll come out development-wise a better player. So for those two major reasons, thrilled that he's here.
Remember, Pop and Spoelstra went head-to-head in the finals a few times. All right, so Kelda, along with two others, were promoted to take the place of Devin Booker, Chris Middleton, and Drew Holiday, who will join Team USA after the finals. All right, some good and bad news. It appears as though Becky Hammond will not get her dream job this offseason, being the first female head coach in the history of the NBA. So that's after Dallas assistant coach Jamal Mosley becomes the front runner for the vacant head coaching position with the Orlando Magic. And this was the only other head coach opportunity that Hammond had interviewed for the offseason after Stephen Clifford was fired by the Magic. But here's the good news. Obviously not great for Becky, but it could mean she stays here in San Antonio, and once Pop retires, she could fill the empty seat. That's all speculation for the record.
I mean, but she's just amazing. That would be awesome if she could come back to San Antonio.
All right, time now, 6:56, 73 degrees now.
The news you need to know before you go is after the break. You need to know police are searching for 3 armed men suspected of trying to rob a home in the 400 block of Porter Street last night. Investigators say they were wearing masks, carrying large bags, and broke in holding the homeowners at gunpoint. 2 of the victims were injured by the suspects but didn't need to go to the hospital.
Well, we are going to have a chance for rain today, 40% in the afternoon, and only isolated tomorrow. So that's some good news. We'll dry out.
All right.
A little break from the rain. Thank you,
go.
Sarah.
See you back here at 8.
Thanks, Rob. We're not going to have a washout like yesterday, but as you can see, we do have scattered showers and storms, rather scattered showers on the radar. Let's go ahead and take a look into the Hill Country, Kerr County, Comfort area, seeing some showers there, as well as in Bandera County. We're also getting some showers up in northern Uvalde County and into Maverick County as well. Also a few out near Hallettsville, but here in San Antonio today, we'll have a 40% chance for scattered showers and storms in the afternoon, a high of 87. Good morning. I'm meteorologist Sarah Spivey with a look at your weekend forecast. Now, first thing today, we are going to have some more rain in the area. It'll be scattered in nature, 40% chance for scattered showers, and in the afternoon, a rumble of thunder or two, but no severe weather expected. And it will not be a washout like yesterday. So if you have outdoor plans today, don't cancel them. Just keep the KSAT Weather Authority app handy. And tomorrow, Sunday, should be a nicer day for outdoor activities. Starting to dry out, only a small chance, 20% for an isolated shower. It'll be 90 degrees in the afternoon tomorrow. Now, we do have some scattered rain on the radar, especially in the Hill Country and parts of Bandera and Kerr County, and then further off to the west in northern Uvalde County and in Maverick County, just to the east of Eagle Pass. Hallettsville, the rain is starting to die down for you. And again, here in San Antonio, 40% chance in the afternoon for scattered showers, a rumble of thunder, a high temperature of 87, southeast winds at 10 to 20. Scattered showers out there today, especially in the afternoon, 40%. So it's not going to be a washout like yesterday. A high temperature of 87, southeast winds at 10 to 20. Tomorrow's forecast, only a 20% chance for rain.
Live from KSAT 12. Good Morning San Antonio starts right now.
New this morning, police searching for suspects responsible of shooting a man overnight. We have details from police and details of how this all may have started.
And health officials are now recommending that vaccinated teachers and students can go maskless. We explain.
And here at home, taking a live look out at the Alamo City. Not much to look at from this camera angle, but it is only 74 degrees to start your Saturday morning. What is the rest of the day? What does the weekend look like? We're going to check in with Sarah Spivey in just a few moments. But until then, good morning, 8 o'clock this Saturday, July 10th. Thank you so much for starting your day, your morning, your weekend with us. A lot going on.
A lot. So you said you heard some rain early this morning.
So it's different because my early morning is other people's late night.
Yeah. Tell us, like 1 a.m.?
So I'm thinking like 1:30, 2 a.m. downpours.
Yeah, and even when I was driving into work at around 3:30, we were seeing some rain around San Antonio. And we do have some rain on the radar. It's just further to the west, up in parts of the Hill Country and Kerr County. We're seeing some showers moving through Medina and Bandera as well. Those are lighter rain showers. And then we've got a heavier rain shower moving through Camp Wood at the moment, right on the Real and Edwards County line. Further on down to the south, we've also got some showers in Maverick County to the north and to the east of Eagle Pass. But here in San Antonio this morning, it is fairly quiet. We do have reduced visibility and some dampness on the road. Now, this weekend, we're going to see some scattered showers today, scattered downpours. It's not going to be a washout like yesterday was, but we are going to have to dodge a few showers, and in the afternoon, perhaps a rumble of thunder. But tomorrow, it should be pretty nice and very summery, 90 degrees for the high, which is cooler than average anyway. And as I mentioned, the roads are a little damp around San Antonio. This is a look at TransGuide at US 90 and 36. So again, just a bit of dampness out there. You'll probably have to deal with some road spray if you're heading out early this morning, and it's very muggy and humid out there. 76 degrees at the airport, 76 in Canyon Lake, 76 in Castroville, and 72 in Bandera. Now again, today, a 40% chance for scattered showers and a rumble of thunder. No severe weather in the afternoon. A high temperature of 87. That is 7 degrees cooler than the seasonable average, and southeast winds at 10 to 20. Now, coming up in the forecast, we have seen a ton of rain over the last 7 days. So I'll have a look at rainfall totals in your neighborhood, and we'll also talk about how in the week ahead we are going to see some Saharan dust work its way back into the area. That forecast coming up for you in a bit. Alicia, Max.
Thank you, Sarah. And new this morning, police are searching for the people responsible of shooting a man on the city's northwest side. It happened at 10 last night in the 5300 block of Fredericksburg Road at the villas of Oak Crest Apartments. Police say a man was walking from a nearby corner store back to his apartment when two men tried to rob him in the parking lot. Officers tell us the suspects then shot the man in the leg and took off. The victim was taken to the hospital. Meanwhile, police are still searching for the suspects.
We are following high-profile cases in and around our area, and now you can get an inside look. So tonight at 6 p.m., you can watch Open Court, the Otis McCain and Janine Jones cases. We take a look at the events that unfolded on the day that SAPD detective Benjamin Marconi was shot and killed, and the manhunt for the accused gunman, Otis McCain, as he gets ready to go on trial this coming week. We'll also tell you about the story of Janine Jones, the woman dubbed Killer Nurse, suspected of killing dozens of babies during the 70s and 80s. Again, that airs tonight right here on KSAT 12 at 6 o'clock.
And KSAT will, of course, be following every day of this trial, every detail. We'll have coverage of the proceedings and daily online recaps. Look for the latest throughout our newscasts and, of course, on KSAT.com.
All right, now to the latest in the state capitol. The latest on the special session starting today. Both the House and the Senate will take testimony on Senate Bill 1 and House Bill 3. Each of these bills are tied to election integrity. Also happening, Texas lawmakers moving to swiftly reinstate funding for the Texas legislature vetoed last month by Governor Greg Abbott. That affects the salaries of more than 2,100 employees across several state agencies. Now, the House Appropriations Committee voted 21-0 to move forward a bill that would reinstate their funding.
And the CDC out with a major announcement that could affect what school classrooms look like in the fall. Officials are recommending that vaccinated teachers and students can now go without a mask.
That's right, but these are just guidelines, and the CDC leaving it up to local officials and school districts to come up with their own policies. Now, the announcement comes as daily cases rise 16% across the country, with half of those states seeing increases.
ABC's Trevor Alt is at a school in New York City with the latest.
This morning, the CDC's major move for students returning to school. New federal guidelines saying vaccinated students and teachers don't need to wear a mask unless the school district says otherwise, though the CDC's guidance is just a recommendation.
I think that if they are fully vaccinated, that they shouldn't have to wear a mask. And so that's my hope, is that they don't have to wear masks when they go back to school.
The CDC does say unvaccinated students, which is all of them under 12 years old, should keep wearing face coverings. And they're encouraging at least 3 feet of distance between students in the classroom.
They make it clear that in-school learning is really important, that vaccines have been the real game changers, and that if you don't have a vaccine, you should have a mask.
The National Education Association saying in a statement, in part, schools should be requiring masks in all settings where there are unvaccinated individuals present. CDC data shows only 22.5% of 12 to 15-year-olds and 35% of 16 and 17-year-olds are fully vaccinated.
It will really be up to the schools and the districts and the states to determine if they're able to put different rules in place in the classroom for those who are fully vaccinated compared to those who are not yet vaccinated.
And this morning, the Delta variant is fueling a rising daily caseload, now back to nearly 15,000 a day. Los Angeles County recording a 165% jump from just last week. Now a big effort underway to get more people vaccinated there. But not every official is on board with the vaccine push. South Carolina's governor blasting what he calls the Biden administration's door-to-door campaign. He's banned health officials from his state from doing it, saying government workers showing up unannounced will further deteriorate the public's trust. The White House criticizing the move.
The failure to provide accurate public health information, including the efficacy of vaccines and the accessibility of them to people across the country, including South Carolina, is literally killing people.
And in Tennessee, after conservative state lawmakers said they were unhappy with health officials encouraging teenagers to get vaccinated, the Department of Health has reportedly halted all vaccination events and online outreach that is specifically focused on teens. Trevor Alt, ABC News, New York.
And a reminder, the Spurs and the city are teaming up for a vaccination drive and a chance to win a 10-game ticket giveaway. The first drive is scheduled for this morning at the AT&T Center. It kicked off just a few minutes ago, 8 a.m., and it runs until 1 p.m. The second drive will happen July 17th at Toyota Field, so be sure to mark your calendars. People who receive their vaccines at these events will be entered to enter that Spurs raffle for the ticket giveaway. Today's winner will be announced at 1 p.m. during a Facebook live stream on the Metro Health page.
All right, good luck and go Spurs go. 808, 75 degrees out.
And a woman is taking her already impressive climbing career to new heights. We have her story still ahead in today's Take a Look at This.
And in the last few weeks, we have seen zoos vaccinating their animals against COVID. But what about your pet? Can your pet infect you with COVID? We're going to explain next.
And taking a live look with live cam, the sun, well, we will see sun later today, but at least there's some light coming in. We'll be back with more on Sarah's forecast. Welcome back. The origins of COVID-19 continue to be a controversial subject, but we are learning more about its spread on animals. Could your dog or cat be a source of infection?
Researchers are studying animals and the environment, trying to identify the possible sources. Ursula Perry reports.
A tiger at a New York zoo, gorillas in San Diego, and a handful of companion pets like cats and dogs, all testing positive for the coronavirus.
We know that this virus can jump species, and what we want to know next, or be able to tell as early as possible, is what other species can it be in?
Hale and a team of microbiologists and other scientists are part of an eScout team. The goal? To identify the virus in different animals, then determine if those animals are harboring mutations that could then spread COVID back to humans.
We're testing deer, squirrels, mink, rabbits, and working closely with a lot of different community members, including other veterinarians and veterinary clinics, to test things like ferrets as well. We're also testing pigs at agricultural fairs, so state and county fairs where pigs may be coming together for shows.
The scientists are also monitoring wastewater and urban runoff for the SARS-CoV-2 virus to determine what strain of the virus is circulating. Researchers say environmental surveillance will be important in long-term COVID prevention measures. Scientists have found that animal transmission of COVID with cats and dogs, for example, is very, very low. There is one animal, though, to keep an eye on, minks. They're in the same family as otters and weasels, and for whatever reason, their transmission rate is very high between minks and people to minks. For Good Morning San Antonio, I'm Ursula Perry.
All right. Were you up and about early this morning?
Not as early as you, Max.
Dark and early. Lots of showers out there early this morning. It's kind of quiet there now, though, Sarah.
It is quieter around San Antonio. You know, we still got those damp roads, but guys, the last 7 days, we've seen so much rain, not only around San Antonio, but around the entire KSAT 12 viewing area. I want to show you the measured rainfall over the past 7 days. Just about everybody has seen some rain. One exception would be Uvalde, which still saw some rain, but just less than half an inch. But look at these rainfall totals, even out toward Del Rio, almost 1.5 inches, 2.5 nearly in Eagle Pass, 3 in Rock Springs, 2 in Kerrville. But you go further south, Pearsall, 5.5 inches of rainfall, Pleasanton, more than 4 inches of rain, and of course the extremely impressive numbers further on down to the coastal communities. Goliad, more than 8 inches, Kennedy, 8 inches, Beeville, 5.5, and then Rockport and Port Lavaca. Look at these numbers. More than 15 inches of rain in Port Lavaca over the last 7 days, and more than 17 inches of rain down in Rockport. Of course, Rockport dealing with all of that flooding earlier this week. Meanwhile, around San Antonio, the airport has seen just a little bit shy of 2.5 inches of rainfall. Bulverde, nearly 2.25, 3 in New Braunfels and in Canyon Lake, 2 in Seguin. But west of 281 in this pocket right here from La Cantera down to Leon Valley, 7 to 10 inches of rain in the last 7 days in areas out there. Very impressive rainfall totals. Of course, you remember that Leon Creek flooded this past week. We could use an opportunity to dry out a little bit, but we are going to see some showers today. The rainfall will be more scattered in nature. You know, yesterday we had rain pretty much all day long around areas in San Antonio and surrounding areas. And right now we just have some scattered activity, some moderate rain pushing into Edwards County and moving through Maverick County to the north of Eagle Pass. We've got a small shower in Gonzales County, and around San Antonio it is fairly dry right now, but look down toward Divine, Natalia. You can see some light rain there as well. So as we get into the afternoon, we're going to have scattered activity on the radar. It's going to be a day where you can enjoy some time outdoors. Just keep that Weather Authority app handy because we'll send notifications right to your phone. Cloudy 76 right now at the airport. And we're also dealing with limited visibility down to 5 miles in spots because of the high humidity out there. It's muggy, 74 in Uvalde, 79 in Del Rio, 78 in Gonzales, and 76 up in Austin. Here's a look at the satellite picture. We're socked into cloud cover right now, but we are going to get a few peaks of sunshine in the afternoon. Cloudy around San Antonio. And looking at the weather pattern, the reason for all of the rain is this low, which has moved into Mexico. It's going to continue to push to the west, but still give us a chance for scattered rain today. But by tomorrow, our rain chances are really going to be very, very low. In fact, only a 20% chance for rain tomorrow on Sunday, 90 for the high. But here in San Antonio today, around noon into the afternoon, that's when we'll see that scattered activity. 87 for the high, so cooler than seasonably average by about 7 degrees. Into the week, only isolated rain, but we are going to have to look out for Saharan Dust, which is expected to increase starting tomorrow afternoon, lasting through Monday, and eventually dissipating in the middle of the week. And of course, with Saharan Dust, it shouldn't cause any major respiratory issues, but it is going to cause allergy-like symptoms for some. Itchy eyes, itchy throat. We'll keep you up to date. We usually deal with the Saharan Dust in the summer months, and not really seeing totally summery temperatures. Highs only in the low 90s in the week ahead with only isolated rain. Our average high temperature this time of year is 94. But Max and Alicia, guess what? This time last year, we were at 103 degrees for the high. So
I don't miss it.
No, we'll only be in the 80s today.
All right, Sarah Spivey, thank you so much. 8:17, 75 degrees out.
Are you a taco aficionado? Well, do you know who has better tacos? Is it Austin? Oh my goodness. Is it Austin or is it San Antonio? There we go, San Antonio. You can be part of a taco competition happening next week. We'll tell you how, still ahead.
I like how he just laughs at the idea it could be Austin. A double amputee climber reaching new heights and an iconic pair of shoes now on auction. Those stories next in today's Take a Look at This.
Welcome back. A climber who lost both legs in a tragic accident goes the distance, conquering one of the world's most impressive peaks.
That's right. CNN's Jeremy Roth has today's Take a Look at This.
A Missouri double amputee is proving anything is possible by taking her already impressive climbing career to new heights.
I have a lot of people to prove wrong.
Mandy Horvath, who lost her legs in a tragic accident in 2014, just became the world's first female bilateral amputee to summit Mount Kilimanjaro. Horvath conquered the over 19,000-foot Tanzanian volcano after traversing rainforests, glaciers, and desert terrain. Horvath's incredible journey will be featured in the upcoming documentary Life Climb and caps an already amazing resume that includes the Manitou Incline and Pikes Peak, her impressive feats and inspiration for others to face adversity and keep on climbing.
You only get these kinds of experiences once in a lifetime, usually. Whether you believe you can or think you can or not, you're probably right.
Speaking of winning, just in time for the upcoming Olympics, some extremely rare pieces of sports memorabilia are set to hit the auction block. Sotheby's will be auctioning a pair of running spikes made in the 1960s by Nike co-founder Bill Bowerman. The shoes feature early iterations of what would become the company's iconic swoosh logo and are expected to nab between $800,000 and $1.2 million. The Olympics-themed auction will also include a pair of Converse high tops worn and signed by a young Michael Jordan in the '84 Olympic trials. Those are expected to nab up to $100,000. For Take a Look at This, I'm Jeremy Roth.
Have you bid yet?
No.
No? 800,000 was the limit?
Yes.
Okay.
100,000 is my limit, so I'm just, no.
That makes sense. All right, 8:23, 76 degrees out.
Every day is a taco day, and today we're talking about a competition happening next week to see who has the best. Is it San Antonio or Austin? We can tell you how you can participate. That's coming up next.
Good morning, welcome back, and happy Saturday. It is always a great day to talk tacos, but who do you think has the better tacos, Austin or San Antonio?
It's been a question that's, of course, been posed before and caused a lot of reaction already here in the newsroom.
A little bit.
Yeah, but there might be a definitive answer very soon. If you love tacos and want to help decide who has the best of the best, you might want to check out the first of its kind Taco Rumble competition. It's happening Thursday of next week right here in the Alamo City. Tickets for the Taco Rumble are $65, and there is a limited number of them available.
There will be several celebrity judges, including our very own, the man, the myth, the legend, David Elder. Attendees will be able to vote for their top taco.
And then proceeds will help the San Antonio Food and Wine Alliance. For a full list of the restaurants competing with the names of their chefs and the type of taco they're submitting, just visit KSAT.com. Okay, quick, your favorite go-to taco.
Pete's tacos.
But like what?
Oh, barbacoa.
Oh,
barbacoa, cheese, corn tortilla. Need it.
Of course. Mine are from Taquitos West Avenue.
Ooh.
Oh, so good.
All right, they're yelling at us. No more talking tacos for now. 827, 76 degrees out.
And big changes are coming to the leadership of the country's Social Security Administration. We'll explain next.
And police trying to put together the pieces, trying to figure out what exactly happened that ended with one person shot and another stabbed on the city's southwest side. We have details from police next. Good morning, welcome back, and happy Saturday, 8:31 this morning, Saturday, July 10th. Thank you so much for joining us. Have you done anything special this summer yet?
Well, I traveled to Mexico about a month ago, and that was a lot of fun. Good weather, no rain. You? Do you have anything planned?
No, it's really just been, filling in for people. But people are out and about.
Yeah, because everyone's on vacation.
Everyone's taking it. We had 15 months of accrued vacation. You got to take it. But speaking of which, people out and about today. Sarah Spivey, what can they expect?
Well, they can expect some more scattered activity on the radar, but not like what we saw yesterday. Yesterday was a washout. We're not going to have a washout today. You should be able to enjoy some time outdoors today, but we will be dodging a few showers. Speaking of which, let's go up across parts of the hill country near Mountain Home right now, seeing some moderate rain moving across I-10. And then in southern Edwards County, seeing some showers pushing up Rock Springs. You'll be able to see some of this rain early this morning. We've also got some rain in northern Medina and northern Uvalde County, as well as a moderate rain shower that's pretty much paralleling 277 moving into moving into Kinney County from Maverick County. But it is fairly quiet around San Antonio. I will caution you, though, those roads are damp out there this morning because we did see some rain in the overnight and early morning hours. It's also very humid. 79 degrees in New Braunfels, 77 at JBSA Randolph, 77 in Castroville, 73 in Bandera, and 73 in Kerrville. Now today we are going to have a 40% chance for scattered showers and storms. A rumble of thunder or two is possible, but severe weather is not. And in the afternoon, that chance for rain will be 40%. Our high temperature is going to be warmer than yesterday. We didn't get out of the 70s yesterday because of all the rain. Today, though, we'll be near 87 for the high. That's still 7 degrees cooler than seasonably average, and south-southeast winds at 10 to 20. A couple of things to know and to talk about in the forecast. Scattered rain today. You will still be able to get outside and enjoy some of your weekend. And tomorrow, though, it is going to be drier and sunnier. So a pretty nice day tomorrow to enjoy some time outdoors. We will be talking about Saharan dust returning in the forecast. So coming up, I'll tell you when you can expect that Saharan dust to be its heaviest in the week ahead in just a few minutes. Alicia, Max.
Thank you, Sarah. New this morning, San Antonio police say they received numerous calls for a cutting and shots fired early this morning. Officers were called out to a neighborhood in the 2500 block of South General McMullen just after 5 this morning. Police say one victim was stabbed in the face, chest, and neck after a confrontation with a suspect outside of the victim's apartment. Inside, police found another victim injured. That man had been shot in the leg. According to investigators, evidence indicates the incidents are related. Both victims were taken to University Hospital, and police say they plan to speak to the victims again as both are being uncooperative.
Also new this morning, police searching for 3 men suspected of trying to rob a home on the city's east side. Police say around 11:30 last night, 3 suspects wearing masks and carrying large bags broke into the home in the 400 block of Porter Street. Officers on the scene telling us the suspects actually held the homeowners at gunpoint. There were 3 people in the house at the time of the robbery. Police say the suspect demanded money, but the victims said they didn't have any. Now, we're told a man and an elderly woman were injured by the suspects. Luckily, they did not need to go to the hospital.
In Bexar County deputies have seized nearly $1 million worth of drugs. The Bexar County Sheriff's Office says 18 kilos of crystal meth and a gun were seized in an undercover bust last week. The suspects met with undercover investigators at a hotel on the city's northwest side. 3 of those suspects were arrested. Those are Sapoya Moya, 38-year-old Monica Ruiz, and 42-year-old Jesse Ruiz. All 3 individuals are facing federal charges.
And BCSO deputies will be patrolling the Riverwalk starting today. According to the Facebook post, BCSO deputies and patrol cadets from the Patrol Orientation Academy will be patrolling the Riverwalk on foot starting Saturdays, starting today. The post says, quote, they will be equipped with materials to help tourists find common attractions, but also help the homeless population find resources. Mental health deputies will be assigned to help in support of the extra patrols as well, end quote.
The pandemic, February's freeze, and now rainy summers. Businesses that depend on good outdoor weather say they are struggling to make a profit this summer. We checked in with Cool Crest Mini Golf Course, Splash Town, the San Antonio Zoo, and even lawn mowing businesses, and they all say it's been a difficult summer to say the least. They hope that when the clouds clear a little, customers will really consider supporting small local entertainment businesses.
Ticket sales are so important to the zoo. We rely 100% on them, and we're not funded by the city or the state or the county. So we encourage everybody to bear with the weather and come visit us.
Added to that stress, Splash Town and Liberty Lawn and Landscaping say they're also struggling to hire more staff. They are, however, hopeful better weather days are ahead to increase business.
In your morning headlines, the investigation into the assassination of Haiti's president. As more arrests are made, we're learning new details about the attack and new details about 2 Americans who are now detained.
The U.S. sending the FBI to help with the investigation. ABC's Marcus Moore is on the ground in Haiti, where he spoke with the prime minister.
This morning, Haiti on the brink of chaos after the assassination of President Jovenel Moïse. The interim Haitian government requesting American troops to help protect critical infrastructure. The FBI and Department of Homeland Security sending personnel to help investigate the assassination.
The United States remains engaged and in close consultations with our Haitian and international partners to support the Haitian people.
About 1,000 Haitians gathered outside the U.S. Embassy after unsubstantiated rumors the U.S. would be handing out humanitarian visas. 3 days after the attack, at least 20 people have been arrested, including 2 Americans with ties to Haiti. Their alleged roles in the attack are unclear, but both men said they were only working as translators. We asked the acting Prime Minister, Claude Joseph, about their alleged involvement.
They have said that they were merely translators in the midst of this operation, and that they were set up. Is that true?
Only the investigation can tell.
It is an investigation that so far has netted the arrest of more than a dozen suspects said to be from Colombia. The head of police in that country says the group traveled to Haiti in 2 teams crossing from the Dominican Republic.
Is there a power struggle going on right now? Who is in charge here in Haiti?
I'm not paying attention to whether or not there's a power struggle. I'm paying attention to giving justice to President Jovenel Moïse.
There's yet another political battle brewing. No clear indication of who will lead the country now, but a third name has emerged as the next prime minister after political groups came to an agreement to not only choose a new president, but another prime minister. It gives you a sense of the complex situation unfolding here in Haiti. Marcus Moore, ABC News, Port-au-Prince.
And back here at home, Immigration and Customs Enforcement, commonly referred to as ICE, is now out with new guidance discouraging detention of women who are known to be pregnant or who are nursing. The policy makes an exception for cases in which the individual is already detained and the release is prohibited. The new guidance comes on the heels of other changes in recent months related to immigration enforcement. Those changes rising out of President Biden's executive orders meant to undo the more aggressive policies of the Trump administration.
And now changes in Washington. President Joe Biden fired the Social Security Commissioner Friday after he refused to submit his resignation as requested by the president. Andrew Saul was one of the 2 top officials at the agency asked to resign, but the only one to refuse. The SSA's deputy commissioner submitted his resignation. A White House official detailed a list of issues the Biden administration had with Saul, an appointee of former President Trump. Those included termination of the agency's telework policy, which a quarter of its employees used. President Biden has appointed Kilolo Kijakazi as acting commissioner.
And a new effort the White House is calling Promoting Competition in the American Economy starts with President Joe Biden signing a wide-ranging executive order aimed at some of the most concentrated industries across our country. The White House statement reads that this will reduce the trend of corporate consolidation, increase competition, and deliver concrete benefits to America's consumers, workers, farmers, and small businesses. Now, this executive order includes 72 initiatives across a broad range of industries such as technology, banking, airlines, and it pushes government agencies to consider how their decisions will impact competition. Time now 8:40, 76 degrees out.
And a family in Florida sees a small light at the end of the tunnel following the Surfside condo collapse. The details still ahead.
And the Northwest Little League field has been badly impacted by all this recent rain. Today, volunteers joining forces to try to bring it back together. We have the details next.
And taking a live look with live cam, a little cloudy, and that's probably how it's going to stay today. Muggy, but like Sarah said, not a total washout. We'll be back with her forecast.
Good morning, welcome back, and happy weekend. We both covered a lot of the rain going on this last week, and now we know the Northwest Little League is trying to get their baseball fields fixed after some of that floodwater tore it apart through the week.
That's why today volunteers will be doing good work. They'll be gathering for a mass cleanup for the 3rd time. Floodwaters ripped the outfield fence out of the ground and dragged it to the infield where it was found when those waters finally subsided.
That's right. The underground dugouts were left with flooded waters up to the brim. Pumps actually had to be pulled out, used to get all the water out. The organization hopes to have the field ready to play in a month, ready for the fall season.
I hope they can fix it. I'm like, dang, how did all that rain do that much damage? It makes me a little sad because I hope we can have this next season.
Oh my goodness.
Copeland needs help. Anyone who wants to help, they are welcome. Crews will be meeting at 6828 Poss Road starting at 9 a.m. We know these little leaguers had to deal with so much of that rain. So Sarah Spivey, how much rain do we see?
Yeah, I mean, we saw a lot of rain, especially on the northwest side of town, like where that field is. And in fact, you can see that here on this graphic behind me, the bullseye of rainfall. This is a look at the last 7 days, about 7 to 10 inches of rain in those spots. And so that's what led to that flooding, especially along Leon Creek. But it wasn't just the northwest that got a lot of rain. In fact, just about all of us across Bexar County and the metro area has seen a decent amount of rain in the last 7 days. Of course, too much of a good thing in the case of that baseball field and some flooded fields out there. But just to put this in perspective, since July 1st, we've seen more than 2.5 inches of rain at the airport. That is 1.5 inches above average for this time by July. So very impressive rainfall totals even there at the airport. And for the year so far, we've seen more than 20 inches of rain, which is more than 3 inches above average. So a surplus of rainfall under our belt. Thankfully, we're going to get to dry out a little bit this weekend and especially in the week ahead. Now today, we still do have a few showers out there. Right now outside, it is 76 degrees. In the overnight hours, we had some showers work through San Antonio, so the roads are a bit damp in spots. And you can see that we're dealing with some showers, especially west of San Antonio early this morning. Some healthy rain over Mountain Home along I-10 there. And then in Edwards County, so Rock Springs, you're about to get a good swath of moderate rain moving through. Meanwhile, some light streamer showers in Medina County and in northern Uvalde County. And we've got some moderate rain just to the east of Quemado moving up into Kinney County. Now here in San Antonio, again, it's fairly quiet at the moment, but as we get that daytime heating, we will have some scattered activity in the area, about a 40% chance. So not a washout today. Enjoy some time outdoors. Just keep that radar handy. 79 degrees in New Braunfels, 78 in Pleasanton. It's muggy 79 in Del Rio, 72 in Rock Springs, a closer view to the metro area, 78 at Stinson, 77 in Canyon Lake. What gives? Why have we seen so much rain in July? The reason, a low pressure system. This was just hovering over South Texas this entire week. Now it's starting to push into Mexico and dissipate, but still one more day here with scattered activity on the radar, especially in the afternoon. 40% chance. We're not expecting many issues with flooding because the rain is going to be scattered in nature. A few rumbles of thunder are possible, but severe weather is not likely. And high temperature today should be cooler than seasonally average. We usually see a high temperature of 94. Today we'll be in the upper 80s for the high. 82 at noon, 40% chance in the afternoon, 87 for the high, south-southeast winds at 10 to 20. And then our rain chances really go down tomorrow, only isolated in the coming week, so we will get to dry out quite a bit. Now, unfortunately, we do have to introduce the Saharan Dust, which usually is with us at points during the summer. We are going to see Saharan Dust increase starting tomorrow in the midday hours and lasting through Tuesday. It should be moderate on Tuesday. You might be able to notice it on the horizon. Not going to cause many respiratory issues, but it may just create allergy-like symptoms for some folks. That'll dissipate during the middle of the week, and then again, we're going to get an opportunity to dry out in this week ahead. Our high temperatures will only be in the low 90s, though, so even that is cooler than seasonably average. Last year, our high was a record 103 degrees. We were bone dry, so we'll take the rain, but I am happy for a little bit of a break from the rainfall. We need to dry out now, and at least it won't be a scorcher outside.
All right, Sarah Spivey, thank you so much. 8:49, 76 degrees out.
Coming up, making a budget. What common household items you will be paying more for post-pandemic? That's ahead.
Good morning, welcome back. Remember in the beginning of the pandemic where toilet paper was the hardest commodity to find? Well, now supply has caught up with demand. Prices are skyrocketing.
Some major toilet paper brands say they will be raising prices by almost 10% in the next couple of months.
Wow, but that's not all you're going to be paying more for this summer.
Now that COVID cases are going down across the country, something else is going up.
Especially groceries.
Pretty much everything.
They had to manage, in order to last.
Grocery bills are getting higher. Prices for eggs, ground beef up 7%. Bread is up 11%. Fresh fruits 5% higher than they were a year ago. Alcohol also rising 2% higher. And are you planning to fire up the grill this summer? Well, if you do, expect to pay more for that bacon and hot dogs because of COVID-19 production disruption. You'll also pay more at the pump. Gas is more expensive to get you to and from the grocery store.
It's going to be a study area for the kids.
But that's not all. Home repair, renovation, and building will also cost more. Why the increase? Labor economists blame lack of workers and materials. After the historic layoffs during the lockdown, businesses are now struggling to meet the surging consumer demand. But they say prices will come back down after wages go up and people get back to work.
And the New York Times says consumers should expect higher prices, longer wait times, and delays in service. And if you haven't been to the pump recently, you can see those prices rising as well.
Absolutely. Time right now, 8:54, 77 degrees.
All right, a family in Florida bracing a little bit of joy after their pet was rescued. The heartwarming story next.
Welcome back. Well, after 2 agonizing weeks, one of the families injured in the Surfside condo collapse received some good news.
Miami-Dade County mayor says a very lucky black cat named Binks survived. He belonged to the Gonzalez family. Angela Gonzalez and her 16-year-old daughter, Devin, survived the fall from the 9th floor to the 5th floor in the collapse.
Rescue teams found out Friday that somehow Binks survived as well, and he was finally reunited with part of his family.
And we're going to have updates on the rest of the collapse throughout the morning. Time now is 8:57, 77 degrees out.
Still ahead on GMSA at 9, only being allowed to use children's or character fishing poles, and when the day is done, those poles go to a group called Fanatic Angler Foundation. We'll explain why.
Plus, it is Saturday. You know what that means? Oh my goodness.
Elder Texas.
There we go. We got a new episode of Texas Eats right after GMSA today. But before that, we're going to give you a preview. Good morning, welcome back, and happy Saturday, 9 o'clock this morning, Saturday, July 10th. Thank you so much for starting your day with us. Have you been out and about recently?
Yesterday I stayed home because it was just raining all day. You know, I don't want to deal with the roads and the drivers, and it's just better to stay home. You?
Great day for a lazy day yesterday.
Yes, and some chili.
Yeah.
But today it's going to be a bit different, right, Sarah?
Right, and I think you are going to be able to enjoy some time outdoors today. Yesterday, you know, it was a washout, but today our chance for rain is about 40%, and it's mainly confined to the afternoon hours. Again, a few scattered downpours are entirely possible, so still enjoy some time outdoors. Just keep the radar handy. Tomorrow, though, 90 for the high, and we'll have clearing skies. So if I had to pick a day where you don't need to worry about rain today or tomorrow, it would be tomorrow. Tomorrow's going to be a pretty nice and an opportunity for us to dry out, but so will today. There's just a few showers out there right now, not necessarily around San Antonio, but we do have a few showers in northern Medina County, north of Hondo, and in Uvalde County near Concan. Further to the west, we've got a few more showers out near Rock Springs and Mountain Home area. But again, here in San Antonio, just some clouds and muggy out there. In fact, visibility is reduced to about 5 miles in many places because of the high humidity. 77 degrees outside right now. East-southeast winds pretty calm at the moment, but we are expected to see breezy conditions. So today in San Antonio, a high temperature of only 87. That is warmer than yesterday, but cooler than seasonably average. And scattered showers will be in the area this afternoon, perhaps a rumble of thunder as well. Southeast winds will be breezy at 10 to 20 miles per hour. And again, if you're wanting to enjoy some time outdoors, please do so today. It's not going to be like yesterday, just a few showers out there a little bit later on. I'll have a look at your forecast, including a Saharan Dust forecast. It does look like the dust is going to increase this week for the first time this year. Alicia.
Thank you, Sarah. New this morning, police are searching for the people responsible of shooting a man on the city's northwest side. It happened at 10 last night in the 5300 block of Fredericksburg Road at the Villas of Oak Crest Apartments. Police say a man was walking back home from the corner store when two men tried to rob him in the parking lot of the apartment complex. Officers tell us the suspects then shot the man in the leg and took off. The victim was taken to the hospital, and police are still searching for the suspects.
Also new this morning, we now know the name of the man found east of China Grove last Saturday. The Bexar County Medical Examiner's Office identifying him as 30-year-old Robert Edward Adams. And now investigators tell us that debris is now leading to more clues in his death. Investigators say Adams was reported missing on July 1st. His body then discovered 2 days later east of China Grove along U.S. Highway 87. There were still distinct markings on his body and debris that may be able to help in the case. Investigators say he was leaving a bar after a disagreement. He was hit while walking along the roadway. Bexar County deputies say debris left at the site makes them believe the suspect's vehicle may be a 2002 to 2005 Dodge Ram truck with a grill guard. It's mesh on the grill guard, Sheriff Javier Salazar says, that could be helpful in the case.
There's a distinct imprint on the front of these grill guards, so many times they're covered with a mesh. And that mesh, believe it or not, actually left marks on the victim's body. And so once we're able to find this truck, it should not be too hard to match up as being the one that may have struck and killed our victim in this case.
The suspect's truck also believed to have damage on the right front end. If you have information that could help in the case, you are asked to call Bexar County deputies. That number on your screen, 210-335-6070.
And we're following high-profile cases in and around our area, and now you can get an inside look at tonight at 6 p.m. You can watch Open Court, the Otis McCain and Janine Jones cases. We take a look at the events that unfolded on the day the SAPD detective Benjamin Marconi was killed and the manhunt for the accused gunman Otis McCain as he gets ready to go on trial this week. We'll also tell you about the story of Janine Jones, the woman dubbed Killer Nurse, suspected of killing dozens of babies during the 70s and 80s. Again, that's tonight right here on KSAT 12 at 6.
And records at Fair Oaks Ranch officials attempted to keep hidden from public view for months detail an ugly dispute between a fired officer and members of the city's police and human resources departments. Investigator Richard Davila terminated back in October after officials say he angrily confronted a fellow city employee just outside City Hall. The woman told officials Davila aggressively approached her after she asked him why it took so long to get to work after attending physical therapy sessions for a work-related injury. Davila reportedly told the woman, quote, "It is not your job to question me. You will accept my times and submit them for payment, and that is it," end quote. In a subsequent employment lawsuit, Davila instead claimed he was actually terminated for reporting possible illegal activity within the police department.
And now changing gears to the coronavirus. When it comes to the virus here in San Antonio, cases have started to spike once again. That's according to Metro Health. The positivity rate jumped up to 5.8% this week compared to 3.8% last week. The 7-day rolling average is now 126 cases compared to 104 cases just a week ago. While cases are going up, fewer people are getting tested for COVID-19. Metro Health reports that the number of people getting tested has actually dropped by 61% in recent weeks, and they're urging people with symptoms to, of course, get tested even if they are fully vaccinated.
And speaking of COVID and the vaccines, the city of San Antonio pushing for everyone to get their vaccine, and now there are vaccine clinics at our local airport. The option to get vaccinated applies to everyone, whether they're from San Antonio or visiting from abroad. The city plans to have daily clinics there at the airport run by a partner agency through at least Saturday, July 17th. Both the 2-dose Pfizer vaccine and the 1-dose, 1-shot Johnson & Johnson will be offered. And if you haven't gotten your vaccine yet, listen up, because the Spurs and the city of San Antonio are teaming up for a vaccination drive and a chance to win a 10-game ticket giveaway. The first drive scheduled for this morning at the AT&T Center. The second drive set for next week, July 17th at Toyota Field. People who get their vaccines at these events will be entered into that 10-game Spurs raffle.
And Goodwill San Antonio has the mission to serve people who face difficult circumstances, yet have the courage and commitment to better themselves. The organization here in San Antonio is centered around fighting poverty and creating opportunity. And tomorrow on Leading SA at 8 a.m., the CEO of Goodwill San Antonio will join us live. We're set to talk about current need of the Goodwill, the shift since the pandemic, and so much more. So if you have any questions you would like to ask, you can submit those right now. Just head to the Leading SA section of KSAT.com.
All right, taking a live look out at the Alamo City. Well, not a picturesque start to your Saturday morning, but we are going to have your full forecast. We're going to check in with Sarah Spivey. Will we see rain the rest of the weekend? We'll let you know.
And there's a free fishing clinic for kids today here in San Antonio. You'll hear more about one of the groups co-hosting the event and learn how to register your child. And it's Saturday, so you know what that means. Texas Eats. It's airing at 10 a.m., but after the break, David Elder takes us inside Tia's Kitchen in Hutto, Texas for a quesadilla loaded with mesquite smoked brisket. Sounds good.
We're gonna start with a brisket quesadilla.
Yes, mijo, brisket quesadilla. And I'm not cheap on my brisket either. You get a good amount.
Oh, it's not. You can smell as soon as you lifted that lid off. You can smell the smoke.
Yes, I smoke it with mesquite, mijo.
So it looks like 2 different kinds, 3 different kinds of cheeses you got going on.
Yes, Kobe Jack, and then I use a little bit of the Monterrey, just Monterrey, because I like it creamy.
Right.
And you cannot have a quesadilla if it's not toasty.
Yeah.
So I do not rush my quesadillas. I like them very crispy, and I flip it a lot so it doesn't burn too much on one side. But you're gonna see that it's gonna start melting right away.
Oh my gosh.
Look at that. It's almost perfect for you to try it.
Wow.
Are you gonna wanna try it with some green salsa, mijo?
Yes, please.
Can you get the squeeze bottle? Pretend like you're at your home.
Okay.
And you're gonna get the bottle in there, the top right hand,
oh,
right
there you go. It's like creamy.
She had me at mijo, crispy, and then putting them to work.
Yes.
So cute. Okay, well, we have seen a lot of rain over the last 7 days, an impressive amount of rain, and just about everybody has seen an impressive amount of rain. So let's talk about these rainfall totals in the last 7 days. First of all, out to the west, even Del Rio, Bracketville, Eagle Pass, all seeing a decent amount of rain as well. Carrizo Springs, too. But 4 inches in Pleasanton, 5.5 in Pearsall, 3 1/4 nearly in Canyon Lake, 2 inches of rain in Seguin, 2 in Kerrville, 5 inches nearly in Bernie, and of course the most impressive numbers are closer to the coastal bend. You can see Beeville, nearly 5.5 inches of rain, Goliad 8, Kennedy and Karnes County, 8 inches of rain, Victoria, 9 inches of rain, Port Lavaca and Rockport, which unfortunately had a lot of flooding in the last 7 days, more than 17 inches of rain in Rockport. Impressive. Now here at the airport in San Antonio, almost 2.5 inches of rain. Stone Oak area more than 3 3/4. Bulverde at 2 1/4 as well. Sutherland Springs more than 5. But look at this bullseye from La Cantera down to Leon Valley and Halota, 7 to 10 inches of measured rainfall in the last 7 days. Thankfully, we're going to get an opportunity to dry out a little bit. I will say, however, though, that today there is still a chance for some scattered rain in the area. So let's talk about the radar right now. Further to the west, we've got some showers ongoing in parts of northern Medina County. These are light rain showers near Concan and Sabinal. And then further to the west, even more than that, we've got some decent rains out near Rock Springs right now. Some moderate rainfall near Rock Springs. But again, it's fairly quiet around San Antonio, just cloudy outside right now with some damp conditions on the roadway because we did see some rain in the overnight hours. 77 degrees out there, east-southeast winds at about 5 miles per hour. And yesterday we hit a high of only 79. We're going to be warmer than that today. We will see peaks of sunshine in the afternoon as well. 75 in Carrizo Springs, 80 muggy degrees in Del Rio, 80 in New Braunfels, and 74 in Kerrville. Here's a look at the satellite picture, kind of socked into cloud cover early this morning. But as we zoom in, you can actually see there are some holes in the clouds up near Bernie right now. And so mostly cloudy skies are in our forecast for the day, peaks of sunshine, and yes, a few scattered showers out there today, especially in the afternoon. But that pesky low that brought all of those flooding rains for a good portion of the coast is starting to push off into Mexico. And as it does so, our rain chances will go with it, but we do have to get through today. We are going to see scattered rain, particularly in the afternoon around San Antonio, about a 40% chance. So if you have outdoor plans today, don't cancel them. Just know what the weather is doing because we will have to dodge a few of those showers and storms. And of course, we'll keep you informed. But tomorrow, Sunday, it's going to be a lot less likely to see any rain. In fact, only a 20% chance, and we'll see plenty of sun in the afternoon, near 90 in the afternoon for the high temperature. All right, today in San Antonio, as I mentioned, 40% in the afternoon, a high of only 87 degrees, southeast winds at 10 to 20 miles per hour, 7 degrees cooler than our average in the middle of July. We do have Saharan dust moving in. Every year from June to September, we see Saharan dust come and go, ebb and flow around Texas. 182 million tons of dust move in every year. Now, what could do is cause some light respiratory issues for those who usually struggle with respiratory problems. However, for the rest of us, maybe just a nuisance, a little bit of itchy eyes and itchy throat. Some of us will not even be affected at all. It'll decrease, though, by the middle of the week. So that's some good news there. That Saharan dust will be in the air tomorrow afternoon through about Wednesday. And speaking of the weather this week, only an isolated shower or storm each day. Highs will rebound into the low 90s and we'll see plenty of sunshine. Feeling a lot more like summer, but not baking at least. So that's some good news there.
All right, Sarah Spivey, thank you so much. 9:17, 77 degrees out.
Still ahead, a few pranksters crash a city council meeting to talk about bromance. We'll give you a listen next.
All right, plus bringing the fun of fishing to kids and teens. We are talking about Fanatic Angler Foundation. You did the story, right?
Yeah, well, Mark Austin, but we were supposed to be out there today.
All right, free clinic in San Antonio today. We're going to explain next.
Welcome back. Well, one day every summer, South Texas anglers gather at a local lake to compete in a bass fishing tournament.
All right, there's a huge catch, though. We're only allowed to use children's or character fishing poles like this one. There you go. So when the day is done, the poles go to a group called the Fanatic Angler Foundation.
Mark Austin has part 2 of this summer fishing series.
Hopefully everybody has a great day. We're here for you guys.
Oscar Castillo spends most weekends on or near the water talking to current and future anglers. When we caught up with him, he was coordinating a fishing tournament at Calaveras Lake, benefiting the Fanatic Foundation. He leads the nonprofit, which promotes fishing all over Texas through educational seminars and clinics.
So Fanatic Angler Foundation is, and this is the wildest part ever, is 100% volunteers. So we all have a full-time job, and so therefore we're always soliciting. We're always soliciting funds.
With the help of supporters and sponsors, Fanatic is able to do things like put a rod and reel in the hands of kids, many of which are fishing for the first time in their lives.
We teach them how to tie knots, teach them how to cast, and then we go fishing. And at the end, they will receive a basic angler education certificate. And so on top of all, to learn all that, receive a certificate and a fishing rod and reel, man, is priceless.
Fistfuls of poles are supplied by groups like Kayak Anglers of San Antonio or CASA.
The CASA guys go out and they host this kiddie pole character rod fishing tournament, and the only alterations that can be done to these character rods is change the line. But you can't mess with the rod, you can't mess with the reel. And so these guys go out and they have this tournament, and at the end they donate those rods to Fanatic Angler Foundation.
With help, Oscar and the foundation have bigger plans for Texas children and teens.
So I would like to run some after-school programs with angler education, just like they have the Kung Fu, right? After-school karate, I want to have after-school fishing programs. So hopefully one of these days, we can open up a little school or something.
How cool. Well, Fanatic Angler Foundation is partnering with the San Antonio River Authority today, and they're providing a free fishing clinic for kids ages 5 to 16. They do have to be with their parent. It's today at Acequia Park from 9 a.m. until noon. And good news, all equipment is provided, and you actually don't need a fishing license today.
So during the package, we learned Fanatic.
Like a fanatic?
Yeah.
A fanatic.
It took me a while, 1 + 1. So 2 important notes. Parents must accompany the children, and you have to register for the event. Go to fanaticangler.org. Click on the event. CASA's Kiddie Pole Fishing Tournament is August 14th at Medina Lake. All right, time now, 9:23, 77 degrees out.
And 2 guys find love in a hopeless place. At least that's what they told their city council when they crashed a meeting after the prank they pulled on council members. Anything to find love. A pair of social media pranksters crashed a city council meeting in North Las Vegas on Wednesday.
So their names are Chad and JT. They stepped up to the microphone wearing tank tops and swim trunks. Chad started by saying they had been at the Cosmopolitan Pool where they had a revelation. He talked about his love for JT and said the government does not formally recognize the love between 2 bros, but the government should. Oh. Chad asked the council to recognize their bromance as legally bonding. Then it was JT's turn.
We found love in a hopeless place. We found love in a hopeless place. We found love in a hopeless place.
Oh my goodness. So Chad and JT have been crashing city council meetings across the country for years. They have a YouTube channel, more than 170,000 subscribers. I think you have a better voice.
Thank you so much. I won't show y'all though.
There you go. 9:27, 77 degrees out.
Just ahead on GMSA at 9:30, the latest on the Pope after he had that emergency surgery in Rome.
Plus, the battle against ransomware attacks, the warning that President Joe Biden now has for Vladimir Putin. Good morning, welcome back, and happy Saturday. 9:31 this Saturday, July 10th. Thank you so much for starting your morning with us. You got big plans for the rest of the day?
Going to the gym and probably taking a walk outside.
Can we do that, Sarah Spivey?
We can do that today. We can take a walk outside today, although there will be a couple of scattered showers out there, especially in the afternoon. But yesterday, yeah, we were kind of sucked into rain and inside, but at least we'll be able to get out today. Now, satellite showing it's fairly cloudy just about everywhere this morning, except when we zoom in to metro area, you can see that it's pretty sunny out near Bernie right now and on the northwestern portion of Bexar County, seeing some sunshine, some holes in the clouds here. So it is going to be a mostly cloudy day, but we do have some rain on the radar. First, let's go ahead and go up to Edwards County, where Rock Springs is getting some good light to moderate rain. We've also got some light showers pushing into northern Medina County near Medina Lake and through parts of extreme western Bexar County, seeing some light rain also move into Kinney County too at the moment. But as we head into the afternoon, we are going to see a bit more scattered activity. Perhaps a lightning strike or two, but we're not concerned about severe weather today. 77 degrees right now in San Antonio, 80 in Del Rio, and 81 in Laredo. A closer view of the metro area, it's 81 in New Braunfels already, warmer than their high temperature yesterday, 77 degrees in Devine. We do have some damp spots on the roads this morning. This is 90 at 36th. We did have some rain overnight, so you might run into that if you're heading out early this morning. So just a couple of things to know. Scattered rain today, but it'll be drier and sunnier tomorrow. So you will get out today, be able to get out today, but especially tomorrow. And the Saharan Dust layer is actually going to return to San Antonio this week for the first time this season. We usually see this layer from June to September, ebb and flow. It's going to be showing up for the first time this week. So I'll have a look at that. And of course, our rain chances in the forecast coming up in a bit. Alicia, Max.
Thank you, Sarah. Top stories this morning. Police searching for 3 armed men suspected of trying to rob a home in the 400 block of Porter Street. Here's what we know right now. Investigators tell us around 11:30 last night, the 3 suspects wearing masks and carrying large bags broke into the home on Porter Street. The suspects then held the homeowners at gunpoint. There were 3 people in the house at the time, a man, an elderly lady, and a young woman. We're told the 3 suspects demanded money from the victims. They claimed not to have any. The man and the older woman were then injured by the suspects, but luckily they did not need to go to the hospital.
And San Antonio police say they have received numerous calls for cutting and shots fired. Early this morning, officers were called out to a neighborhood in the 2500 block of South General McMullen just after 5 this morning. Police say one victim was stabbed in the face, chest, and neck after a confrontation with a suspect outside of the victim's apartment. Inside the apartment, police found another victim injured. That man had been shot in the leg. According to investigators, evidence indicates the incidents are related. Both victims were taken to University Hospital. Police say they do plan to speak to the victims again as both are being uncooperative.
Well, new this morning, BCSO deputies will be patrolling the Riverwalk, and that starts today. So according to their Facebook post, BCSO deputies and patrol cadets from the Patrol Orientation Academy will be patrolling the Riverwalk on foot on Saturdays. The post says, quote, they will be equipped with materials to help tourists find common attractions, but also help our local homeless population find resources they need. Mental health deputies will be assigned to help in support of the extra patrols, end quote.
And happening today, BCSO and Sheriff Javier Salazar are hosting a coffee break at a local Whataburger. The event started at 9 a.m. and it goes until 10:30 a.m. That's at the Whataburger at Loop 1604 at Marbach Road. The address is 287 West Loop 1604 South Access Road. There is free coffee, and investigators will speak about catalytic converter theft prevention.
In your morning headlines, the battle against cyber attacks.
President Biden with a warning to his Russian counterpart, Vladimir Putin. ABC's White House correspondent Mary Alice is on the North Lawn with a story.
The White House says that this call between President Biden and Vladimir Putin yesterday lasted for nearly an hour, and that President Biden basically told Putin that he was running out of time and he needs to help the U.S. crack down on these ransomware attacks now, or the U.S. is going to take action. After the call, President Biden stepped in front of the cameras and said that he told the Kremlin whether or not it was sponsoring these cyber criminals, he expected Putin to do something if they are operating on Russian soil. But of course, this is a message that President Biden Biden says he's delivered to Putin before, including 3 weeks ago when the two leaders met face to face there in Geneva. And still, these ransomware attacks have just kept coming. Last week, we saw one attack that impacted the RNC and another massive attack that paralyzed hundreds of businesses. Back in May, obviously, that hack of the Colonial Pipeline Company that led to gas shortages. The White House is saying that this is now really a national security issue when such huge parts of the U.S. economy can be disrupted. The Kremlin said yesterday that it would help, but it has not been given information from the U.S. But a senior U.S. official told us that that just wasn't true, that they have been giving the Kremlin details. And so far, we've seen the U.S. respond with sanctions, but yesterday the president said that we can't expect more. The administration at this point is making it seem like a response is likely and that could come pretty soon in the next few days and weeks.
That was Mary Alice Parks reporting. A Northern California wildfire exploding through bone-dry timber, prompting Nevada authorities to evacuate a border area community. So take a look. The complex emerging of a lightning-caused fire heading into today, showing no sign of slowing down. It's rushed northeast from the Sierra Nevada across the state lines. People asked to evacuate a section north of Reno. Other fires burning in Oregon, Arizona, and Idaho. Now, authorities say fire conditions are tough as a heat wave engulfed the region, promising triple-digit temperatures in a lot of those areas throughout the weekend.
And good news from Rome. The Vatican says Pope Francis celebrated Mass, worked, and dined with aides as his recovery from intestinal surgery continued what they're calling satisfactory results. Pope Francis is up walking in the papal apartment on the 10th floor of Rome's Gemelli Polyclinic, same place from where he is expected to deliver Sunday prayer. Francis was admitted to the hospital on July 4th for a severe narrowing of his large intestine. Surgeons had to remove half of his colon.
Time now, 9:38, 77 degrees out. All right, we are in the midst of the NBA Finals. We're going to have highlights and what comes next. Are you jumping on the Phoenix Suns bandwagon?
And just ahead, what does racism have to do with climate change? As one teenager discovered, a lot.
Here at home, taking a live look out at the Alamo City. A lot of clouds out there, 77 degrees right now, but what is the rest of the day? What does your weekend look like? Will we see more rain? We're going to check in with Sarah Spivey in just a bit. Welcome back. According to the NAACP, black families are 75% more likely to live near toxic oil and gas facilities. And the pollutants from these facilities, they're linked to cancer, asthma, and even birth defects.
Isha Clark says this is not only a coincidence, but another sign of environmental racism. That's why the 70-year-old formed the nonprofit Youth vs. Apocalypse and is determined to change that course.
RJ Marquez has the story.
I'm actually interested to hear what is the...
This may look like a lighthearted conversation among teenagers, but Isha Clark and Anaya Butler have bigger things on their mind.
What I am fighting for is a world where all people can truly thrive.
Isha Clark founded Youth vs. Apocalypse, a youth-run nonprofit that's striving not only to reverse climate change, but the environmental injustices that caused it.
Environmental injustice and environmental racism specifically is when communities of color are targeted with pollution. That looks like refineries in communities of color.
Another example of environmental injustices resides in Detroit, where higher rates of asthma has been documented among minority children. It's believed those numbers are connected directly to their polluted neighborhoods built alongside busy interstates.
Our future is now becoming a possibility as we continue to do nothing, about climate change.
That's why Youth vs. Apocalypse has been mobilizing young people to make a difference.
Sometimes that looks like mass protests or social media campaigns, public board meetings, and making public comment. We led climate strikes with over 30,000 people.
Last year, they released an EP of their work.
Fist in the air, voices loud, but somehow we're still not heard. You don't have to, speak in front of millions of people to be an activist. Just fight for our future.
The voices from Youth vs. Apocalypse and other climate activist groups are being heard. California Representative Raul Ruiz has backed New Jersey Senator Cory Booker in a new piece of legislation to fight environmental injustice. The goal is to hold federal agencies accountable for environmental hazards impacting communities. RJ Marquez, KSAT 12 News.
All right, back here at home, we have so much going on. What are it? 87-degree high, Saharan dust, rain?
Well, scattered rain today, but guys, the immediate thing in the air is the mold. Look at the pollen count today. Yeah, we just got this in. Mold is even higher than yesterday. Mold is past 16,000. I'm feeling it. I'm sure a lot of you are feeling it out there too. And this is the reason why we have such high mold counts. This is a look at the measured rainfall over the last 7 days, and you can see the clear bullseye of 7 to 10 inches of rain from Leon Valley up to Helotes and the Rim area. But meanwhile, at the airport, we've seen more than 2.5 inches of rain since July, and that's 1.5 inches above the average for this month so far. So the rain has been healthy. It's been abundant. Since January 1st, we've seen more than 20 inches of rain, which is 3 inches above average. We just have to deal with that pesky mold in the air, and of course, we've had some flooding issues this past week. Now today, you can see a peak of sunshine coming through those clouds. We are going to have mostly cloudy skies today and some scattered rainfall, about a 40% chance for some scattered rain, especially in the afternoon. 77 degrees. We've already had a little bit of rain at the airport, 0.04 of an inch of rainfall at the airport in the early morning hours here. And we're seeing some light returns on the radar. Out in Medina County, northern Medina County, some streamer showers from Castroville up to Medina Lake, and even some streamer showers in extreme western Bexar County as well. Meanwhile, some healthy rainfall across Rock Springs and Edwards County, but that's about it on the radar so far. But as we get some daytime heating, we'll probably see an additional scattering of showers and perhaps even a rumble of thunder in the afternoon, but no severe weather. And we're not necessarily concerned about flooding today because the rain is going to be so scattered and moving in nature. 80 degrees in Pleasanton already, 80 in Cotulla, 80 in Del Rio, 81 in New Braunfels where they're getting a little rain in Rock Springs. It's only 72. Around the metro area, we've got 77 in Seguin, 78 in Canyon Lake, 76 in Kerrville, 79 in Castroville. So why have we seen so much rain in this past week in July? Well, we had a low pressure system that had some tropical features moving across South Texas. Now it's pushing into Mexico, but we're still enough on the east side of this to produce some of those scatterings of showers and a rumble of thunder or two, mainly in the afternoon, as you can see in the futurecast here. Not everybody is going to get rain today, but those that do could have periods of heavy rain at times. And we're going to be cooler than seasonably average. Not as cool as yesterday. Yesterday we were only at 79, but our high temperature today should be in the upper 80s. We usually see a high around 94 this time of year. And last year in 2020, on July 10th of 2020, we broke a record high of 103 degrees. So we are going to be cooler than seasonably average. It could be a lot worse in July. And again, just to summarize everything for you, from noon into the afternoon, 40% chance for scattered rain, south-southeast winds at 10 to 20 miles per hour. You should be able to get outside today. Just keep an eye on the radar in the KSAT Weather Authority app. You'll definitely be able to get outside tomorrow. Only a 20% chance for an isolated pop-up shower, and it'll be warmer tomorrow. But unfortunately, we've got to talk about the Saharan dust. Every year we get Saharan dust moving in, usually from June to September. Tons and tons, millions of tons of dust make the trek from the Saharan desert all the way to Texas. We're going to see that increase starting tomorrow afternoon, especially on Monday, and then dissipating on Tuesday. If you have respiratory issues, you may be impacted by it, but the majority of us will likely only have some light allergy symptoms from that, and we'll see a bit of a yellow on the horizon. That'll make for pretty sunsets too. But temperatures this week are going to be in the low 90s, only a small chance for rain, giving us an opportunity to dry out from this July deluge that we've seen out there this week.
All right, Sarah Spivey, thank you so much. I love the enthusiasm. 9:48, 78 degrees out. Well, we are in the midst of the NBA Finals. So much going on. We have Chris Paul, we have the Suns, and we have the Milwaukee Bucks. Will Giannis play? Will he be healthy? What will happen next? We'll explain.
And birthdays. Let's take a look at them. This is Michael. Michael, happy birthday, 35 years young. Congratulations.
And next up, wait for it. Can I get a drum roll? Emily. Happy birthday, Emily. Remember to keep posting your birthday pictures. Send them into ksat.com/birthdays. Remember to include a name and an age. We show them every Friday, Saturday, and Sunday right here on GMSA.
Stomach is already growling, and to make things worse, we have another preview of today's Texas Eats. In this clip, David Elder takes us inside Hillside Texas Bistro in Castroville, Texas, for a look at a grilled ribeye topped with cowboy butter.
Check that out. Really nice cut. Some of the fat on the outside rendered perfectly and cooked to a really nice medium. That's the bite.
Moneymaker.
If you love ribeye steaks and you're in Castroville, this is the one to get. It has a really nice crust on the outside, lots of flavor, cooked perfectly in the middle, and those potatoes on the side, come on. Those things were rendered perfectly, nice fat content on them, crusty on the outside, tender on the inside, asparagus, and a little bit of cowboy butter on top. That's gotta be one of my favorite steak bites I've ever had.
Yeah, so this is our house specialty. It's been on the menu for several years. It's our cilantro chicken. Our cilantro chicken is marinated for over 48 hours. It's fettuccine pasta with a cilantro cream base. Our chicken's marinated in cilantro, and it's tossed with sauteed mushrooms, heirloom cherry tomatoes, and then we have a side of focaccia bread.
All right, speaking of food, the Suns currently eating the Bucks for dinner. The Suns taking a 2-0 lead over the Milwaukee Bucks in the NBA Finals. Now they are just 2 wins away from getting their first ever NBA championship in franchise history. They won Game 2 with a combined effort, holding off the Bucks' aggressiveness in Game 2. All 5 starters in double digits. Leading by that man right there, Devin Booker, 31 points, 7 threes. Chris Paul, point guard legend, added 23, but Mikal Bridges stepping in, pouring in 27 points. Everyone was talking about the final play of the first half. The ball went from Paul to Booker to Jay Crowder to Bridges, back to Crowder to Paul, all the way over to Crowder, back to Bridges. Finally, DeAndre Ayton for that bucket right there, and the foul. 11-point halftime lead. The Suns play team basketball, a 118-108 victory. Meantime, the Milwaukee Bucks giving the Suns a run for their money in Game 2. Giannis Antetokounmpo, 42 points. Drew Holiday got off to a hot start after being limited in Game 1. He only had 10 points in Game 1. He would finish with 17 in Game 2. Chris Middleton, he has been key in Giannis's absence in Games 5 and 6 of the Eastern Conference Finals. He was good for 11, included 1 for 6 from long range. The Bucks have been here before. Down 2 games is nothing in a playoff series. They go back to Milwaukee, so let's see if they can cut into that deficit. Here it is. These are the big numbers to know. Suns lead 2-0. Game 3 is Sunday in Milwaukee, 7 o'clock. Game 4 in Milwaukee, 8 o'clock. And, of course, you can watch it live right here at KSAT 12. Hopefully, there is a Game 5, 6, and if we're lucky, even a Game 7.
Oh, I hope we're lucky.
All right, time now, 9:55, 78 degrees out.
Did you lose your job during the COVID-19 pandemic? Well, just ahead, ways to wow someone in your next job interview. Welcome back. This week, we're following high-profile cases in and around our area, and now you can get an inside look. Tonight at 6 p.m., you can watch Open Court, the Otis McCain and Janine Jones cases. We took a look at the events that unfolded on the day that SAPD detective Benjamin Marconi was killed and the manhunt for the accused gunman, Otis McCain, as he gets ready to go on trial. We'll also tell you about the story of Janine Jones, the woman dubbed killer nurse, suspected of killing dozens of babies during the 70s and 80s. Again, that's tonight right here on KSAT 12 at 6.
Another look at the pollen count because it's a bit depressing. Molds are very high, past 16,000. They're up by about 4,000 from yesterday. It makes sense because of all the rain we saw yesterday. Today, that rain will only be scattered in the afternoon. Tomorrow, a nice day to go outside as well, with a high temperature of 90, less of a rain chance tomorrow. And even today, you'll be able to get outside. It's just that there will be a few scattering of showers and storms in the afternoon. Now, take a look at the forecast for the week ahead. Low 90s for the high, very seasonable for July. We will see some Saharan dust, though, back in the air Sunday through Tuesday. I've got an article about the Saharan dust on KSAT.com if you want to check it out.
You missed the Sarah Spivey special. If you're wheezing and sneezing, mold's the reason.
It is. Mold's the reason.
Thank you so much for starting your morning with us. Have a great rest of your day.